time has finally come. Today we go on a tour of our brand new 2021 Forest River Cherokee Grey Wolf 23 DBH. I'm Hank and you're watching RotoCityTech.
Through the highways till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on
We're going to start this tour off a little bit different than I normally do on any of my other videos. Normally we start on the outside and work our way in. But I changed my mind and I wanted to start with where people are going to be spending the most time when they get their camper. And that is going to be right here in the main living quarters. So starting off, we do have this U-shaped dinette with storage here, there. There is also storage back here underneath this cushion, which is a little difficult to get to. But it is nice that it is there and that you can access it for stuff that you don't necessarily need on a daily basis. This folds down into a bed like most normal campers. One thing that I really liked about this 23 DBH is this blind here is called a zebra blind. So this can just be blacked out, or it could be grayed, or then it can be all the way through, letting light through. So you kind of have your choice of the darkness of your camper, or obviously it can go all the way up. U-shaped dinette was key for us because we really wanted to have that extra room. This is the slide, so from the outside you see this slid out. This will come in, but this is what allows us to have this huge open room right here. One thing to note is that in each place that you will be sitting, much like our Wolf Pup, there will be these little USB ports here. 2 USB ports to charge your phones, or here we have it powering a little USB fan. But one of the examples of the drawers here, you just lift up and pull out, and then you have the whole access of that bench, which is really nice. Here we have a bunch of Holden's baby stuff. The other side is the same way. We have some of the dog food in it. I did want to show you this real quick. But there you go. Keep some of our pots and pans in there. And if we flip the camera directly around, we do have our refrigerator, our stove and oven, and our sink, microwave, and some storage in the kitchen. And one thing to know about this refrigerator is that, yes, it is quite large. In fact, I think it is a 12 cubic feet, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 11.8 or something. But it is only run on 12 volt power, which is your battery power, or if you're plugged into shore power, you've got power there. So when you're boondocking, you can run into a couple issues of keeping this thing going because it can only run off your battery power if you're limited and only have the one battery. Luckily we have our generator, so we're able to keep it running. Have to keep the generator running, but I am in the midst of figuring out a good system for us to use that will work for a few days at a time, and then we can use the generator to supplement. We have had no issues, and a really cool thing is that you can fit a 20-pound bag of ice in here, so that's been really helpful for us. Moving on over here, of course you have your microwave. You've got your light and your little vent fan right here. We have our stovetop, which is a 3-burner stovetop, which is nice, and the Wolf Pup only had a 2. That folds up and it produces a little backsplash to protect there. And then another neat little thing that this camper has, which a lot of new campers have, is this cutting board. And it's got these magnets on the side or the back there, and then it can just attach to the wall. Pretty nice to keep it out of the way. Here is our oven that we have yet to use, but it is in there. It has these little lights around the dials. Pretty cool. Moving right along, we do have our sink here. This cover here comes off of your sink. We have a single basin farm style sink is what they call it. Apron sink, maybe somebody else might call it that. But this sink faucet is pretty nice. It's got this flexible neck here. You can pull it down, pull it out of the holder, swivel it around, do what you need, and then just place it back. Now it also does have a little button on it that will switch it from a solid stream to like a sprayer nozzle like you would have in your kitchen. We have a little soap dispenser here. You simply fill it from underneath, unscrewing the little canister. There's some of your outlets. And then you have a couple of drawers here next to your sink. So there's one drawer there for the kitchen, and there's another drawer. You've got under sink storage right here. And then you also have above the sink storage right there, along with two more lights that I have not turned on. So definitely a lot easier to live with than what we had in our previous campers. And as we turn to the left of the kitchen, we have our entertainment center. So here it is. It included a TV when we bought it from Cheyenne Camping Center. We have our cable hookup, or our antenna hookup, and where it plugs in. And then you have this nice shelf here with the radio, a little storage area, and then again another little storage area. We have some games and stuff. And then below that is your electronic fireplace. This thing is really nice. As long as you have shore power, you can use it. Plugged in here at the house, and you can change the color, and then you can change the amount of heat that comes out as well. Now, a neat little thing that this has is underneath that fire pit is a little cubby that you can use for shoes. These can just slide out, put up. Pretty nice to have. It goes that whole width of the fireplace. Now this is the main entrance to the cabin. This camper has two entrances. One back here in the bathroom, one right here in the main part of the cabin. And just to the left of that main entrance is your master bedroom. On this particular model, we do have these little buttons that will allow you to close your door, and this is on both sides of the entertainment center so that you can separate the master from the rest of the camper. So we will open that back up and take a look at this master bedroom. This does come with a camper queen bed. It is quite roomy. The only thing you kind of have to get used to is that your head is back here and you've got these walls and then this storage up here that's kind of over your head. But I have found that this camper master bedroom is actually quite nice. Compared to our wolf pup that we had, it slept the other way, and so one person always had to crawl over the other to get into bed. Here we don't have to worry about that. We do have a little shelf here that you can store water on, whatnot. We have our charging station here. This is actually a port for a Bluetooth speaker that you can buy aftermarket. We have not done that, but it's got two USB connections on the side there. In here we have a closet with a hanging rod. Good sized closet. Both sides of the bed. And these both have close to full length mirrors on either side. We do have storage up here above the bed that goes all the way through, and again to that side of the camper there. And then the same thing goes for the other side of the bed there. We have our USB port, and then this side also has a regular outlet to use. We do have our light there, two lights under there. This is a ducted AC unit, so one of the ducts is in the master with the fire escape window over there, and then a long window on this side. You do have a place to mount. There's a TV backer board up there if you wanted to mount a TV. And then if you are strong enough, you can pull up the mattress and some storage and access storage underneath the bed, which you can access that through the front of the camper on the outside as well. So as we leave the master bedroom, you can get a good view of the main part of this cabin with your U-shaped dinette on this side, your kitchen on that side. This really is quite a roomy camper, and it's worked really well for us. This nice open space here doesn't make you feel crowded when two people are trying to go to one end of the camper or the other. Like in our Wolf Pup or any smaller camper, you kind of have to shimmy past each other. Here you simply just walk on by. So let's move on down to the pantry. Yes, you heard me, a pantry. This was one of the requirements we had for a new camper, is that I had to have some type of pantry. Luckily, the 23DBH solves that. Now, it's not the biggest pantry in the world, but if you know campers, you know this kind of storage is priceless. So we do have 3 doors with decent, I would say these are probably 1 foot deep and maybe 1.5 feet wide or so. So we have 2 shelves there. Then we have another one here with 2 more shelves. And then we have our last one here, which shares part of the wheel well, so you lose a little bit of storage, but there it is. Very nice to have. Continuing on, we do have our bunks. This is a bunkhouse model. We wanted to be able to buy a camper that will last us. And we have 1 small boy, Holden, and we do plan on probably having more. And so we decided to go ahead and keep with a bunkhouse model. These are your double width bunks. And each bunk has a light and, again, USB ports for charging. This one also has a duct for your AC unit, while this one I believe does not. But it does have your light there and a USB charging station. Plus each of them have a window there and there. And then a neat thing about it is the Wolf Pup, you kind of just had to jump up there. Luckily, this one comes with a little ladder that you simply pull out, and then your child can climb right on up and get in that top bunk. This also comes with curtains. Oh, and there is a normal outlet there. But this comes with curtains here, so that if a kid is taking a nap, I suppose, you can kind of close off your bunks to the rest of the cabin. So just on the other side of the bunks is our bathroom. So there is the door, and this is one of the key features of what sold us on this camper, is you have a second entrance into the bathroom alone. So there is your toilet, and on this side you have your sink with some storage and a medicine cabinet with a mirror that opens up for more storage. So you got 2 shelves in the corner there. You have your sink, and then you have storage down there below the sink. We do have our outlets and our lights. And again, like I said, here is the door that allows you to enter the bathroom alone without going through the camper. And then here is our shower that's got a little bit of depth to it. We've already given Holden a bath in here and it works pretty well. Of course, we have storage there, and it has this cutout that a taller person can definitely fit. This is a really nice shower, actually. We do have a, I believe this is called a max fan. So we have our max fan here. That's really nice to have in the bathroom. And if we open this door, we do have our steps here, and that will take us right outside. When it comes to the audio in this camper, it's actually pretty nice on the inside. This stereo system does come with a subwoofer here, and then it has your normal speakers here, another one over there, and I believe that is it. So it puts off pretty decent sound for a camper. The outside two are not so great, but this radio, it is Bluetooth, and you can hook up your phone or whatever, and it does sound pretty good. So, and then we also have this little sunroof, which I put some reflective material in it because it's just so hot. But this will go out and then you can let some sunlight in. Not the biggest fan of this, but it's here. And then our AC unit, which is the Coleman Mach. It works pretty well with the thermostat over here. And then down below we do have our fuse panel and our charge controller with a digital voltmeter and our battery disconnect, as well as a vent for the furnace is right there. Here are all of your controls just on the inside of the door. The normal stuff, your battery, your fresh, your black, your gray, water pump, water heater, main lights there, your slide light, convenience light. This is not used right now. Awning light, your slide, and your awning retract. Now a cool thing with this camper is right here you can scan this QR code and you can actually get this app right here. It is called One Control, and then you link it to your camper and you're able to turn on and off. See that, just turn the lights off, and then like this speaker has a light and that turns on all of your slide lights as well, all just from your phone. Now you can turn on your awning lights, you can bring in and out your slide, and you can extend and retract your awning. So let's take a look at the awning coming out. Now that we have made it to the outside of the camper, I'm going to take you around that and we'll show you all of the cool stuff that this camper has to offer. Starting at the front of the camper, as you can see, we have our one battery there. We have dual propane tanks already installed on this camper, and we have a new thing that they call a turbo jack. Now I was really hoping it was an electronic jack or a battery powered jack, but this one is still just your normal hand crank. But the cool thing about this one is that you can flip this handle down, and then the same nut driver that you use for your stability jacks, you can put on here with a drill, zip this thing up and down really fast. It's actually a really neat design, and I think I might even like it more than battery operated one. Maybe it's just because I don't have a battery operated one, but here we are nonetheless. We do have our weight distribution hitch installed. We had to buy that separate, so you have to buy that according to your vehicle. We do have our hot water heater there, all of our weights. So as you can see here, you might not be able to see, but this is a gross volume weight rating of 7,621 pounds. Now that is fully loaded. So you'll want to make sure you are aware of that with the tow vehicle that you have. I'm a big fan of how these Grey Wolves look. I like this gray, blue, and black paint scheme that they have. And there's our slide. We do have dual axles. We move alongside here. We get to the back of the camper, which has our fresh water connection, our city water connection, our electrical plug-in here, and then we have an outdoor shower. This is that convenience light in the app and on the control panel. On the app it's actually called a scare light, but that's pretty nice to have. I do think I want to add a switch here, but we can talk about that later. And then we have our outside storage right here with our conveniently placed RotoCityTech logo. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We are almost 1,000 subscriber mark. If you're not subscribed to us, please do that on YouTube and get us over that hump. So here we are again at the storage. Just open it up. Comes with these little clips. And here is the back of the storage, which is underneath the bunks. It is quite roomy. Goes all the way back here back into there. This is where we keep all of our chairs and rugs and stuff like that. Continue on around. There are 2 windows for the bunks. So back here we have our cargo rack with our spare tire. Now this cargo rack folds down, and they say it can hold up to 300 pounds. If you're like me, you have a hard time trusting that, but that's what they say. So trust that however much you want to. But in a video coming up, I will tell y'all what we did with that rack and how we actually use it. On up top, this one came equipped with a backup camera. Now that goes into the pickup with a little display, and it cuts off over 5 miles an hour. Continuing on to the other side of the camper where we have our 2 entrances. Now these doors are really neat because they are like a tinted glass, and they just look really sleek. Grey Wolf Limited. That is part of the limited package. Down here we have a place where you can chain up your dog. And then we have these steps, which are just your normal folding steps here that will fold up. Up there, obviously, we have these step above steps, which are really nice. We don't use this entrance as much, so we don't feel like we need to upgrade that just yet. Black tank flush. Pretty convenient to have to keep the tanks clean. And then we have our outdoor speaker there, and a second one there, as well as a TV mount for when you can bring your TV outside and plug it in right here and still have your same connections. There's your cable and your power. Here is the vent from above the stove, and this is your furnace vent right there. And then another interesting thing on this camper is this storage. Now they decided to not do like a typical outdoor kitchen, and so in here you fold this out, you get a mini fridge, an ice maker, and a little shower head with hot and cold water. So we haven't used this a whole lot because both of these do require shore power. So if you're boondocking, they don't really work. They'll work off the generator, but you don't want to run that all the time. But still, I think if we were at an RV park, this would come in handy to be able to have cold drinks outside and not have to go inside the camper. The ice machine, we haven't used it yet, but it might be pretty interesting. Normally, I fold this out and I help when I'm prepping my meals. This is a nice place to set your salt, your pepper, your stuff like that. This camper does come equipped with the base camp package, which I will find a picture of what that includes, and then as well as a campfire package. And then we have our armored underbelly tank enclosure. So this does have your tank enclosure, which I'll try to get a decent look. Yep, it's just the black lining that goes the length of the camper. We do have our gas hookup here, so you can have the adapter to hook to your stove outside and just plug into your camper's propane bottles, not have to carry extra ones. Here are those step above steps that I was talking about that simply just fold into the door. And then our last storage is right here at the front of the camper. This is underneath the master bedroom, which if you lift the master bed, you can access this. But this just goes the whole width of the camper as well. So as I was flying the drone over the camper, you might have seen that there's a little solar panel up there. That is only a 50-watt solar panel. In the front compartment there is the controller. Now, it does work, it does charge the battery, but really it's only designed to trickle charge. So we still ran into a couple issues. But it is nice that we have that up there, And it's kind of a good start to get you thinking about solar and about how you can use that to benefit the style of camping that you do. So anyways, it's a good start, but plenty more work to do. So that concludes this tour of a 2021 Forest River Cherokee Gray Wolf 23 dBH. If you are not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do. I can see on the analytics that most of the people that view my videos are not subscribed yet. So if you could just do that one little click and subscribe, that greatly helps this channel, and it'll help us propel ourselves forward to being able to bring you more content and to be suggested more on YouTube. So please subscribe at RotoCityTech. On Facebook, like the page at RotoCityTech, as well as on Instagram at RotoCityTech. We have plenty more videos coming up, some interesting content, because we did run into a few issues that we are going to solve. But overall, we are absolutely in love with this camper. It is the perfect camper for us. It was the right choice at the right price at the right time. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.